up, and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. What the fuck? Welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Rombone. Thank you for tuning in. Shit, it's been a week and I forgot how to do my intro. I'm not gonna start it over. Fuck it. Fuck ups this week. We just gonna roll. We just gonna roll with it. Fuck it. We gonna start off the episode like that. Let's do it. Episode 134 in the high. What is good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Whether you're on YouTube or your favorite podcasting app, much fucking love. Thank you very much. And what is good? I hope everybody's staying safe out there, kicking it, enjoying the nice weather, depending on where you are. Where I'm at, it's fucking beautiful out today. Damn near 80 degrees and shit. New England loves going from 80-degree weather days to fucking rainy and cold as shit. So, yeah. I'm enjoying the nice weather while it's here. And, we got shit to talk about. What the fuck is good? Appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Again, much fucking love. And, let's start the fucking show, shall we? Want to give a fucking huge shout out to fucking Class of Underground Avengers, Lyrical Snuff Productions, Rada's Records, Infinite Illusion Entertainment, fucking Prone Records. What else? Whole bunch of other shit. But Class went down last week, suffered a stroke. It's crazy. He was given updates throughout the week, and it seems like he's doing a little bit better than he was. He is out of the hospital now. I saw the update today, right before I started recording the episode. So he is, in fact, out of the hospital, which is good to see. And, shit's crazy. We've been starting out the podcast crazy the last few weeks. And, it hits even closer to home when it's somebody in, the wicked underground scene like Class. And, like I said, glad to see him out of the hospital. Shit's crazy, man. Take care of yourself. Do what you got to do to fucking get to where you need to be, and hope you fucking just make a full recovery. So much love, and shout out to Class. It's crazy out here, man. Crazy. And shout out to fucking Class. He's got the Revenge album. I'm waiting for that shit, because those EPs that he dropped sounded fucking fire. I think I peeped 2 out of the 3 that he dropped, and they sounded good. So I'm hyped for his album whenever that drops, hopefully sometime this year. But take care of your health first. Music second. And let's move into some more new music. And I actually meant to peep this before I started the show, but I completely forgot. But Kung Fu Vampire dropped some new shit this past Friday with Action Paxton. Who is the drummer for Kung Fu Vampire, engineers his shit, produces some of his stuff, and I wanted to peep the track before I started the show, and I forgot, and I'm only remembering now because it's here in front of me. But I definitely intend on peeping this Kung Fu Vampire, because he's been killing it. His last couple records, Look Alive, and then Come Dawn, and then a couple singles that he's released since then have just been super dope. Just dude's elevating, getting better at his craft. So I'm definitely looking forward to this single. It's called 5 a.m. It is up on all digitals. So gotta peep that shit. I definitely am gonna check this out probably after the show as I'm editing it down and whatnot. But I wanted to get it out there that Kung Fu Vampire did drop some new shit. Again, it's called 5 a.m. I got to assume it's produced by Action Paxton, just because, his name is on the track with Kung Fu. So, yeah. And if you still haven't peeped that Double Dragon album, Kung Fu and Buckshot, still banging, 3 months after it's dropped. It's been at least a couple months since Double Dragon dropped. And that project is just one of the harder projects, doper projects of 2021. This shit is fire. So peep that shit. And peep out the new Kung Fu Vampire single, 5 a.m. That shit is out now. Now. And let's get into the guts of the episode nice and early, right? Fuck wasting any time. Let's get into the guts of this shit. Suburban Noize Records. SRH. Put up this image. And this image if you're watching on YouTube. But they put up these images teasing King Klick. We want it all. And on the artwork itself, it says Johnny Richter, Madchild, Head PE, Chucky Chuck, and Obnoxious. And I believe they put this out either Wednesday or Thursday of last week. I'm not really sure or remember which day it was, but they put this image up. King Klick teasing some sort of new group. I thought it was going to be everybody that I mentioned. Richter, Madchild, Head PE, Chucky, Obnoxious. But then the single fucking dropped on Friday. They were even teasing like visuals for it, but didn't announce a video. But the song did drop. And it looks like King Klick is Chucky Chuck, Obnoxious, and Johnny Richter. Formerly or of Cottonmouth Kings. Who knows at this point. But King Klick is the new group. And we got the brand new single, We Want It All. New video dropped on Saturday as well. The video is fucking dope. All dressed up in the president's mask. It's based off a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie off the top of my head. It's a movie I've never seen, so I don't know. I'm not big into movies, never really have been. But the video is dope. But even more importantly, the song is fucking fire. Johnny Richter, Obnoxious, Chucky Chuck featuring Madchild and Jarren of Head PE. No idea who produced this shit. No idea who produced the song, but is dope. It starts out with Jarren from Head PE. He's killing it. I'm not the biggest Head PE fan. We know that. But he kills his verse. He does the hook as well. And then Johnny Richter comes in. Johnny Richter come in kind of like yelling / screaming, I guess you could say. And at first I was like, who the fuck is this? And then I was like, kind of sounds like Richter, but I'm not sure. And it was Richter. And then he starts rapping, doing the, the typical, or not typical, but, the Richter flow. Again, I don't know. But he did his thing. And then Obnoxious comes in on here. Again, I've said before, I'm not the biggest Obnoxious fan. Dude could definitely rap, whatnot, but this dude steals the show on the track. In my opinion, like his wordplay on here is fucking insane. Dude kills it on this We Want It All, King Klick. And then we got Chucky Chuck. Chucky Chuck's super dope. Chucky Chuck sound like he elevating his pen game on this track on here. I don't blame him. Rapping with dudes like fucking, Madchild and Obnoxious, rapping his ass off. Gotta elevate that pen game. And the Madchild comes in on here. Kills it on here as well. This track is fucking fire. The chorus, the hook, whatever you want to call it, is super catchy. I've been singing it all weekend in my head. I love this track, man. This shit is super dope. Super dope. Banging track. Love this shit. So new group from Suburban Noize. Kind of, sort of, but not really coming out of left field with it. Because we was talking about it a few weeks ago. Richter, Chucky Chuck, and all them pictured together with Kevin Zinger. It looks like they were filming that video. It looks like they were taking those pictures when they were filming the video because they were all in the suits and whatnot. So, and I even said, Chucky Chuck, Obnoxious, Johnny Richter, if that's a group, I'm here for it. Sign me the fuck up. And I'm still here, and I'm signed up for it because this first track that they gave us, super dope. Super dope. So it's dope to see that we're finally getting something from the Sub Noize camp. I know they dropped, Big B dropped Felons Club, Whitney Payton dropped some shit. You know, they signed the Dropout Kings. But this is like the first of like the back in the day Subnoize people finally dropping some shit. Johnny Richter, OG fucking Subnoize. Been doing shit since the High Society record. You know, officially. Yeah, he's an OG member of the Cottonmouth Kings. But officially with Subnoize, you know, it was on the High Society record where he rejoined Cottonmouth Kings. You know, Chucky Chuck been down with Cottonmouth Kings for fucking ever. Dude's been in all the videos way back in the day. Madchild, when Swollen members signed to Suburban Noize after Battle Axe kind of, I don't know if Battle Axe went away, what happened, but, you know, they signed to Suburban Noize. Head PE signed to Suburban Noize, and that's when Suburban Noize was like at its peak, and they were signing everybody. Slain, La Coca Nostra, fucking whole bunch of motherfuckers, you know. And so it's dope to see some OG back in the day Subnoize soldiers, if you will, finally putting some shit out on this relaunched Suburban Noize, the reboot, whatever you want to call it. And I just been patiently waiting for some shit like this to happen, and it's finally happened. Now the name King Klick. I've seen some people take up issue with the name King Klick. I don't know how I feel on the King Klick name. You know, it's not, you know, people are comparing it to D-Loc using the Cottonmouth Kings name and him just dropping a solo album under the group name. It's not quite the same to me, but it is King Klick. It does have Johnny Richter in it. You know, OG King right there. So some legitimacy right there. I just kind of wish that we would stay away from the whole King thing. You know, D-Loc using the comment. That's a whole nother level of fuckery. This right here, it's kind of like some King Spade shit to me. I'm indifferent on it. Honestly, I'm indifferent on it. At one point, I'm kind of like, King Klick, maybe you shouldn't have done it. And then it's like, yeah, King Klick. Like, this is the shit right here. This is the new shit right here. So I'm really kind of indifferent on it. I don't know. It's definitely not the same as D-Loc using Cottonmouth King's name. No fucking way. That shit is a whole fucking disgrace in itself, in my opinion. You know, they had King Spade, D-Loc, and Richter kind of branching off Cottonmouth Kings, but calling it King Spade, keeping the king in the name. But, you know, like I said, I'm indifferent on it. But Chucky Chuck did do an interview with Fago Lovers on the Instagram page. I did check it out. I made a bunch of notes. I don't know if I'll go through all the notes, but he did say that it was asked about the King Klick name. And he said King Klick was originally Cottonmouth Kings. It was kind of hard to tell what he was saying in the beginning of the interview. And even throughout the whole interview, the audio was kind of cutting in and out. So it was kind of hard to listen to just because you couldn't fully hear what he was saying. But it sounded like the original King Klick was Cottonmouth Kings, Dirtball, Saint Dog, and Chucky Chuck. But it just never happened. He said that D-Loc and Richter were working on the second King Spade album, and it got kind of pushed to the side, and he ended up doing the D-Gaff album instead with Saint Dog. You know, and they brought in Big Hoss and Gillies to work on that record. So apparently there was an OG, there was going to be a King Klick group of KMK, Dirtball, Saint, and Chucky. And it sounded like this was before Dirtball had joined Cottonmouth Kings. So that would have been some ill shit back in the day. Sounds like, to me, if I had to guess, 06, 07, maybe 08, some shit like that. Because that's when the PTB record came out from King Spade, the D-Gaff record. Dirtball was still doing his solo shit. Chucky was doing hype hype man shit for D-Ball and Big B back in the day. If you remember on those Sub Noize tours back in the day, you know, he was hyping for those dudes. And he started rapping on, I think the first time we heard Chucky rap was on the second Suburban Noize Soldiers album, Dropping Bombs. I believe that was the first time we heard Chucky. You know, he never dropped his solo album just till a couple years ago with the Henchlord album. But I believe that was the first time we heard Chucky rap, was on that second Suburban Noize, Sub Noize Soldiers album. So King Klick was originally, you know, Chucky was in it, Richter was in it. It was supposed to be all of KMK, Dirtball, and Saint. That would have been fucking fire. So again, to go back to, should they have used the King Klick name? I don't think they give a fuck what anybody thinks, or else, you know, they use it. So I don't think they give a fuck what anybody thinks. You know, leave it to Chucky Chuck, the DGAF fucking henchlord himself, Mr. Don't Give a Fuck himself. So, like I said, I'm indifferent on the name, but apparently, according to Chucky back in the day, it was going to be a super group. And it was, you know, they were going to use the name. So now it's Richter, Chucky, and Obnoxious. So you got two dudes from Suburban Noize back in the day, and then they're bringing in some new blood for the King Klick shit. So fuck it. I don't, you know, ultimately, I don't give a fuck about them using the name. Should they have used it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the music sounds fucking dope. You know, I guess if it all boils back down to the music, right? You know, and we could say the same thing about the D-Loc solo album that's labeled as a Cottonmouth Kings album. I did hear some clips for it, and it sounded fucking horrendous. I've seen some reviews for it, and there was a lot of I haven't seen anything good said about that record. So I don't ever plan on listening to the record just because I'm kind of scatterbrained right now. I'm trying to find my fucking footing here, but if the music's dope, so the fuck what? In the King Klick, it's kind of branched off to Cottonmouth King's name. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't give a fuck about the King Klick name. I think it's dope. Ultimately, the fucking first single is fire. So that's all I really give a fuck about. I could see why people are saying that they shouldn't use the name, and is what it is. Ultimately, I don't really give a fuck because it isn't Cottonmouth Kings. You know what I mean? They're not calling it Cottonmouth Kings. It's kind of branching off of that, and Richter's in it, so is what it is, right? A whole lot of fucking whatever. It was also discussed in the interview. He just wants to make good music. Just wants to make music and not to do shit just for clout. Kind of referencing the new KMK record. You know, he did address that we're in the middle of some legacy drama here, and it's no better time to do it and show love to the fans to do this project. You know, the whole keeping the legacy alive type shit. It's just a fucking mess, man. It's really just what it boils down to. The whole Cottonmouth Kings thing is just super confusing. Has been for a long time. Will continue to be for the foreseeable future anyway. You know? So this whole legacy thing. And they want to do it to show the fans the true SRH Sub Noize family vibes. I'll be honest, when I watched this video, like when I saw Jarren, Madchild, Chucky, Richter, Obnoxious in the video, granted Obnoxious is the new dude, but seeing all the other dudes in the track, because the track is so fire, I was like, this is what the fuck I've been wanting. This is what I really want right here. Some stuff like this to go down. Like it just, to me, the overall vibe feels good to me. Seeing them at the Sub Noize compound, at Zinger's crib, all together, working together. Just, it feels good. It feels good to me. He said there will be naysayers, but let the music speak for itself. I already fucking touched on that myself. You know, you either love it or you hate it because of the name or not. Let the music speak for yourself. For me, music's fucking fire again. I'll just keep saying it. If I could, I should have imported some fire emojis into my OBS real quick so I could fucking just keep flashing the fire emojis because the song is super fucking dope. You gotta peep it. If you haven't checked it, because of the name, you gotta peep it. Richter sounds really fucking good on here. That's the shit I'm most excited for is Richter, man. Like, Johnny Richter was just like Saint Dog was on that first Cottonmouth album. Like, Saint was the leader of that shit. And then Richter came in and then, like, Rolling Stoned and all that shit. A lot of that shit is because of Richter and the vibe that he gave the fucking group. So to see him back, seems like he's doing well. He sounds really good on the record. That shit got me hype as well. He was asked about the new Cottonmouth album, what he thought about it. He says he gives Logan A for effort for doing a KMK album. Wasn't really feeling the music. It's confusing for fans. Shit that I've been saying. Shit is super, super confusing. Gives Logan A for effort because he says he knows what it's like to put a full-length album together. So he gives him credit for putting together a full-length album. I guess if I was making music and I knew the process behind it, I could give him credit for it as well, but I won't. The goal with King Klick is just to make good music. Again, back to the whole fucking good music thing. First single is fire. I'm curious to see what the second single is going to give us and so forth. An album, at some point, there's got to be an album. Like, with this news from Suburban Noize, this King Klick, like, they knew this was going to stir some shit up. And it is. And I'm fucking hyped for it, man. Like, if anything, with Suburban Noize, I feel like we're going to get at least a good sounding product. Some shit that's mixed good, engineered fucking good, production's going to be on point. Like, the money will be put behind it and whatnot. He was asked production for King Klick. He said Lance will be doing some production. He did say a couple of the names. I didn't really catch it because the audio was cutting in and out. But Lance, one of the fucking doper producers in the underground in general, had done a lot of shit with Madchild, Vinny Paz, Jedi Mind Tricks, Army of the Pharaohs, a whole bunch of other motherfuckers. He's done shit for Gmo Ski. Lance is the shit. Lance is super dope. So if we're going to get production like that for the album, sign me the fuck up because I really dig dude's style of production. It was asked if they would be working with MAcc, Saint Dog's son. And he said, absolutely, they're working with him. And if you notice, I noticed it in the video that he is actually in the video for this song, Saint Dog's son. He's actually in it right before Chucky's part. And it looked like Chucky took him out. I feel like that was only appropriate. Mr. D-Gav himself to take out Saint's son in the video. So it's dope to see Saint's son in the video. And again, it's like back to all the Sub Noize dudes from back in the day working together, vibing out, having a good time. They got Saint's son involved. I can only imagine that Saint would be involved in this project if he were still here. Rest in peace to Saint. That shit still sucks. Still sucks. Still hurts. And I don't think it'll ever not. But it's dope to see them get his son involved. You know, being in the video. I don't know if he's going to be involved music-wise or whatnot, but it's just dope to see, man. He said they wanted to make a statement with King Klick to bring it back to the foundation of Suburban Noize, and it's just the overall theme is what it's going back to. Suburban Noize. I think the fucking song is fire. If you're not listening just because it's called King Klick or you don't like them using the King Klick name, I don't blame you. I don't. I see that side of the argument 100%. I see it, but me, it's not. It's a branch off of Cottonmouth Kings. It's Johnny Richter. Chucky been down with the Kings for fucking ever. And, you know, it'd be one thing if they were calling it fucking Cottonmouth Kings or some shit like that, but they're not. You know, the King name is there. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't give a fuck, so I feel weird just kind of fucking dwelling on it, but I see it. I see people talking about it on social media in the comments and whatnot. So, yeah. That was pretty much it. He did talk about he's working on the follow-up to the Henchlord album, which I fuck with Chucky. Chucky's dope. The Henchlord album was dope. I definitely peep out whatever he's got coming up next. Especially this King Klick shit, solo shit. So, you know, what do you got? You know, the listeners of the show, what do you think of the whole King Klick thing? Should they use the name? Should they not? Do you give a fuck if they use the name or not? Is the song dope? Like, really what's important? The fucking actual song itself. Is the song dope? Because I think the shit is fire. I've watched the video probably 20 times. I think the shit is super dope. And, you know, me, Mr. I don't like playing fucking singles before an album comes out or anything like that. But I can't help it. This song is fire. And it's the first time we've heard anything from Johnny Richter since, what, the Kingdom Come album? I don't think we've heard anything from Richter since the Kingdom Come album, where he was, a featured artist. Fucking stupid. And he did some shit. He did a verse on the solo Loke shit, the Ripper Side album, which was the best song on that album. That Medicaid track is fire. So, overall, I don't give a fuck about the name, them using it. The song is fire. It's dope to see them working. It's dope to see the Suburban Noize thing is actually doing some shit. You know, last week we talked about them re-releasing the Kingdom Come album. That'll be coming out digitally in a couple weeks. No word on physical product as of yet. They have all these crazy ass sales, Suburban Noize sales all the fucking time. These Thursday drops. They had an ill Thursday drop this past Thursday. It was like a half hour later and the shit was sold out. I was gonna cop it, but but it's dope to see this whole Suburban Noize, Cottonmouth Kings. The last 10 years have been fucking crazy because it's been about 10 years since everything went down and Cottonmouth Kings, it was Free the Kings this, Free the Kings that. Zinger trying to fucking save his name from being, the smear campaign that Daddy X was throwing out there. So this shit is super dope, man. If you haven't peeped it, I highly recommend you check it out. It doesn't sound like anything Cottonmouth Kings ever did, King Spade did, anything like that. It's a whole completely different sound. Definitely not. If it is Kuma Guy producing it, it don't sound like Kuma Guy shit. I dig it. Shit is super fucking hard. And D-Loke took to Instagram, not directly addressing King Klick, but posted up this picture with the caption, "Misery loves company, check, Dolo," in all capital letters, Dolo, with a smiley face, sunshine, devil horns emoji. First thing I thought is this the response to the King Klick shit? Misery loves company, check, Dolo. solo, but you're doing Cottonmouth Kings, which is a group. So, the shit you're doing is fucked. Again, peep out the podcast episode I did a few episodes ago titled D-Illusional. And yeah, you'll get my take on all that shit there. It's kind of fucking silly. This dude, I'm just not a fan of this guy right now. To keep it all the way 100, just not a fan. Don't give a fuck what he thinks. And should he be mad about the King Klick shit? I'll try to keep it neutral here. Should he be mad about the King Klick shit? Maybe. Maybe, right? He said he was trying to reach out to Johnny Richter for the last year to try to do some shit together. But Richter wasn't reaching back. Maybe because the songs were ass. I mean, I don't know. I'll just speculate on that. But does he have the right to be mad? Sure. Why not? Fuck it, right? King Klick. They was yelling out King Klick and all the Cottonmouth King shit. So I guess he does have every right to be mad. But bro, you're using the fucking Cottonmouth King's name and you're doing shit solo with nobody else. And with people that nobody's ever fucking heard of before. And the quality of the music, again, I've only heard a couple clips through Instagram stories, 10-second clips. So I can't really make a judgment. But from what I heard, it didn't sound too good. And the reviews that I've seen and what people are telling me, it don't sound that good. So he has every right to be mad. Fuck it, right? King Klick, they're using the King Klick name. It goes back to that shit as well. So he has every right to be fucking mad. But bro, take a look in the fucking mirror, right? Maybe what you're doing is a little more fucked up than what anybody else could possibly do. That's what I think. So is King Klick a response to Cottonmouth? I don't fucking know. Maybe. Maybe not. But I dig it. The song is fucking dope. And yeah. I'm here for it. I'm excited for new Sub Noize shit. I thought we were going to get some Suburban Noize Soldier shit out the gate. That's what it kind of seemed like to me with everything going down. But it looks like this King Klick shit is up in the chamber, ready to go. I'm hyped for it. If you remember, Johnny Richter did that stream a few months back with Obnoxious and Zinger, talking about being in the studio, cranking shit out. So I'm hyped for it. I'm here for it. Super dope. And speaking of Madchild, because Madchild was on the song, he dropped a new single this past Friday called OnlyFans. And he's saying that this song is being blocked from promotion because of the subject matter and whatnot. And he's calling freedom of speech into question for it. I don't know why this shit's being blocked, but I'll talk about the song itself. This is quite possibly the worst Madchild song I've ever heard in my life. The subject matter is, he's talking about girls doing OnlyFans and shit and why society is making it okay for that shit. For girls to do that shit. Because why the fuck not? Right? I'm sure you've been to a strip club. I'm sure Madchild been to a strip club at some point. Throwing dollar bills at girls. Same fucking difference. Same fucking difference as OnlyFans. Except it's digital now, I don't think strip clubs are open, or maybe they are now starting to open up because shit's starting to open back up. But this shit been around for a while. Girls doing the webcam shit. So the subject matter of the fucking song is, I don't agree with it. The song itself is just not good. The video, whatever, green screen special. I don't like the song. Should it be, and then he's raising the question of freedom of speech. This whole cancel culture and shutting people down for what they say is getting kind of fucking ridiculous. The freedom of speech thing is getting blurred, that the whole, I don't even know, but I think it's getting blocked because OnlyFans. Everybody knows OnlyFans for one thing, right? I think it's getting blocked for that, probably because promoting sexual content. You know, a lot of girls are on Instagram and shit, Facebook, dealing with getting their profiles banned and whatnot because of them promoting OnlyFans and whatnot. So even that shit is kind of ridiculous. But the song itself, not good. Subject matter, bro, we're in fucking 2021. This ain't 1950 where we're living in this old mind state. So subject matter to me is I don't like it. Song itself, I don't like it. So he said he could deal with people's opinion of the music. So that's my opinion of the music. He just can't deal with the censorship of speech. And I agree with that. You know, freedom of speech, it seems like it's going away slowly but surely. You know, I feel like we're at the beginning stages of them trying to censor speech, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. You can't do it. Can't do it. As long as you're not fucking threatening anybody, hurting anybody. Can you hurt people with words? I guess you can. I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel like going down that fucking rabbit hole right now. So, yeah, let's move the fuck on. Song is not good. I'll say that. But let's get into some more new music. Fucking Ouija MAcc is back. He dropped his new mixtape. I guess it's a mixtape, even though it's all original music. He dropped Dirtbag, 17 tracks, 57 minutes. This is a fucking album, bro. This is a fucking album. And this shit, Ouija is continuing to elevate. Continuing to elevate his songwriting and song structuring and all that shit. Dope production on here from Devereaux, Shaggy the Airhead. I don't know who did what specific songs. I'm still waiting for my hard copy to come in. I don't know if it clarifies it on the hard copy or not. But I did give it one listen through this weekend, and it is super dope. This dude's songwriting is just getting better. Like, he was elevating throughout the year last year, and it all led up to Wasteland, the third element. And that was like, this was like Ouija's like peak right here. His new peak, right? With Wasteland. And it was the best he sounded, the best sounding songs that he could that he's put together, whatnot. And he's elevated again since Wasteland. Songs like I'm Nowhere to end out the album. I can't remember specific songs, but there was one, I think it was Thuggalo Slide. Ouija MAcc reps for Psychopathic harder than anybody has rep for Psychopathic in a long ass fucking time. A long time. Like, this dude is straight repping the Hatchet. Super dope. So many Juggalo references. 17, Hatchet, all this shit. I think it was Thuggalo Slide where he had a skit where he was doing the Loons. If you remember the Loons calling the fucking house. Hello, net cutter. Who the fuck is this net cutter? Who do you want to speak to, Yannick? Like, he was doing that on here. Doing some throwback shit like that is fire to me. I dig it. Ouija is elevating his sound. He's incorporating the chopper shit back into it. The last couple years, he's been doing a lot of slow flow. You know, he was doing chopper shit with Swag Tooth. Did a little bit of it on Gutter Water. And he's bringing it back on this new Dirtbag project. And this shit is fire, man. I really dig it. Ouija MAcc continues to elevate and bring out that fire music, repping for the Hatchet. He killed it at the Prom Night Massacre show. He did open up for that, and that was super dope to see him live, performing in front of people. Man, like, we're going to get into that into a minute, but fuck. Seeing the live concert with people, chilling, no masks, fucking dope. Still a little scary, but dope. And then Ouija MAcc hitting the alternative charts. He loves submitting his music to the alternative genre on iTunes. But regardless, he hit number 8 on the iTunes charts with the new Dirtbag project, and congratulations to Ouija MAcc for that. That is super dope. You deserve that shit. Because the music is super fucking fire. Ouija just kills it. Reps for the hatchet harder than anybody has in a long ass fucking time. And yeah, peep it. If you like Ouija, you got to check it. I see a lot of people saying they like Ouija as a person, but they don't dig the music. It all sounds the same to them. I disagree. I disagree. Some of the beats, though, I will say this. One critique, some of the beats since like Hell's Hollow Tape, Wasteland, to this Dirtbag project do have a similar sound and feel to them. So I'd like to see the production expand a little bit more. It's still fire. It's still dope. But I'd like to see the production expand a little more. Shout out to Devereaux. Shout out to Shaggy the Airhead for killing the production on here. Because it is dope. It does sound dope. But I'd like to see a little bit of a expansion on that end. And peep it. Peep Dirtbag if you ain't done it yet. Because the shit is fucking fire, man. I dig it. Ouija's that fucking dude. And he fucking stays killing it. And he's repping the hatchet. He's repping the hatchet harder than fucking ICP at this point. I think I've said that before. So, dope. Dope to see. And speaking of ICP, the April streams have come to an end. And yeah, we only had 2 streams this past week. The first one up was the Slideshow Spectacular Part 2. The first one was super dope with ICP and Jump Steady. Violent J did not make an appearance on this second edition of the Slideshow Spectacular. Ouija MAcc took his place for him. So it was Ouija, Shaggy, and Jump Steady. They even threw in some old school Ouija MAcc photos from when he was a kid and shit. And from pictures on the road and shit. Him touring with ICP. This style show that ICP does during these streams are my absolute favorite. The Jam Exam, the Countdown to the Apocalypse, or whatever the fuck that was called. The Slideshow Spectacular. Anything that's podcast style where they're really just shooting the shit. And they even say it themselves. You know, the ones where they're just shooting the shit back and forth are their favorites, and they forget that they're even on camera. Excuse me. And they just let loose and just have a good time. And it shows. Because, in my opinion, these are the standout shows. You know, you got the Juggalette Pageant, the Netting Game, the Mad Professor's Lab, and, you know, shit like that. While, you know, I don't doubt the production value. Because the production... No, all right. What I mean to say is the production value is there, and a lot does go into those shows. And I got to fucking shout out Jump Steady 100%. ICP shouts him out all the time, but I feel like the Juggalos don't give Jump Steady enough credit for putting this shit together. Like, really, I think this has become Jump Steady's new full-time job at Psychopathic, is putting these monthly streams together and these shows together with the stage sets, the ideas, and all that shit. Instead of the gathering, because we're probably not going to get a gathering this year, this dude is focusing on these monthly streams. And shout out to Jump Steady for putting it together. Whether you like some of the shows, you know, or whether I like some of the shows or not, you got to admit the production value is there. And dude is busting his ass behind the scenes to make this shit happen. So shout out to Jump Steady and for getting these streams fucking going and giving us some entertainment while, you know, we're still kind of locked down, even though shit is kind of sort of opening back up. I need a new mic stand, man. Like, this fucking thing is like, just doesn't hold my shit. But anyway, shout out to Jump Steady for that. The Slideshow Spectacular was fun, man. Like, I caught myself laughing, just smiling, having a good time, listening to them, watching it. Super dope. So yeah. And then we had the big one on Friday to wrap up. April's streams leaves mugs beaming. April streaming leaves mugs beaming, I believe it was called. With the Prom Night Massacre show, the high school reunion, 25-year reunion show that was sold out. And I didn't get to watch the full concert. I caught some of Ouija shit. I caught some of ICP set. I do plan on watching it in full. There's just so much shit I got to do. And, you know, to prepare for these shows that I haven't got a chance to watch it. I did, like I said, I did catch some of Ouija's, some of ICP's. Looked dope. I was jealous. I didn't think they were going to be spraying Fago with this shit because of everything that's going down. But Fago was in full fucking effect at this show. And it really made me realize, like, how much I took live shows for granted when live shows were here. I've been on record on this podcast saying, man, I've seen ICP, Twisted, Tech Nine, you know, name it, whoever, so many fucking times. Like, yeah, I have fun at the shows, but it doesn't feel the same. I want to fucking go on record right now and say I officially take that back, because seeing them perform in front of it was a pretty big crowd, considering, spraying Fago, and I was like, bro, I just missed this shit. Granted, I'm in the old folks section in the back where I don't get sprayed by Fago, you know, anymore. I don't do the whole Fago thing anymore, but I love watching the shit. And I was like, there's nothing more. Like, I was watching them perform Let's Go All the Way, and I was like, there's nothing more than I would give right now than to be in the old folks section in the back, screaming the Let's Go All the Way chorus, watching them spray Fago. Like, I miss it. I really do. I miss live shows and, like, seeing it in full effect. Like, an ICP show, you just can't catch that feeling on film. There's nothing like being at an ICP show in person. There just isn't. I've brought people to ICP shows that aren't fans of ICP, who actively hate on ICP and me for listening to ICP, you know, friends, whatnot, who don't listen to the shit. And they're like, all right, the live show is fucking insane. It's crazy. So I miss fucking live shows, man. Especially ICP shows, Twisted shows. Those two in particular, I so took those two for granted live the last couple years before this whole COVID shit hit. And I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for live shows. You know, Twisted announced Fright Fest. Fright Fest in person, live show this fall on Devil's Night, I believe. October 30th. Yeah, St. Andrews Hall in Detroit. It's going down. So, live shows are happening. ICP proved it this past weekend. I've seen other concerts. We've talked about it before. Conway the Machine announced a tour this fall. I'll probably be for sure. I don't know, man. Like, I'm still scared, but I'm over it at the same time. You know what I mean? But he is playing Boston on a Saturday night at the Paradise Rock Club. Fuck, man. I miss live shows. And then we got Benny the Butcher. I don't remember if we talked about this or not, but he's hitting the road. He's hitting fucking Boston October 20th. I just looked it up. That's a Wednesday. That kind of sucks, but bro, I miss fucking shows. And then we got Puya. We talked about Puya, about how he did a fucking live show, and he announced a fucking tour. So tours are being announced and are happening this fall. Live shows are happening. ICP, the Prom Night Massacre show, spraying Fago on everybody. I didn't think Fago was going to be happening this year at all, but it is. So, fuck, man. Live shows are happening. Are you ready to get back to live shows? Because I know I am. I know I am. And I know, did you take live shows for granted as well? because I know I did. And I fucking regret taking them shits for granted. I won't do that again. But the ICP show, spraying Fago, the April streams are wrapped up. What did you overall think of the April streams? I thought they were pretty dope. I liked some of the bigger production shows that they did, like the Mad Professor's Lab. I thought that was a dope show. And, the next one, they'll take May off, and if the pattern repeats, we'll have some shit announced for June. They'll probably announce it a week before, because that's what they do. But what about The Gathering? Let's talk about that real quick. What about The Gathering 2021, right? I think I brought this up before. You will have, in theory, we'll have streams in June. Then they'll take July off, and then August we'll have more streams. August is usually when The Gathering happens, so will The Gathering be a live stream, and will they pull some other acts together to do some kind of performances? I would imagine by August, live shows are going to be in effect. So could they do some shit like Juggalo Day weekend, where they rent out a venue for a weekend or something and have a bunch of motherfuckers come and play for Juggalos? Kind of reminiscent back to the old school gatherings that they did in the convention centers. Granted, a lot smaller. Convention centers are bigger and whatnot, but I don't know. Curious to see what they're going to do for The Gathering this year, how they're going to address that. The streams have been pretty good. I can go back and watch the February streams. Granted, I could go back and watch it on YouTube, but since I paid for the April streams, I can go back and watch the February ones. Like I said, I really enjoy the podcast style shows the most out of anything. And I'm just curious to see what they're fucking going to do. No news on gift bags. I got to bring it up, right? It's the Gift Bag Podcast. The Gift Bag Cast, if you will. And no word on that. They did say they would be sent out before May, and May is here. So no word on that shit. But yeah, the April streams are done. Live shows are happening. I did just talk about Twisted. Monoxide did have a live stream a few days back. He did say Venomous 5 is done. I got the, Venomous 5 is done, apparently. Please let it be released in 2021. That shit would be super fucking fire. Someone said pre-orders for Eastside Ninjas coming. Sounds like pre-orders for Eastside Ninjas is coming soon. I'm hyped for that. Someone asked if there's going to be a new look for Twisted on the next album or whatever, and he said new look for the rock record, which we saw at the last live stream show that they did, and the promo images that they did for that, and a new look for the Venomous 5 project. So Venomous 5 is done. New look for Venomous 5 as well. I'm hyped for it. I really hope we see that record in 2021. But if it's done, it's done. It's just a matter of when and they're going to release it. They be talking about releasing all these projects all fucking time. So Magic Ninja staying fucking busy and keeping it with Magic Ninja. Oh, the Horror came out of fucking nowhere and announced a pre-order for a new album, 1692. People are asking what's the significance behind 1692. A little Google search will tell you that was the Salem Witch trials back in 1692. So Google never hurts, my friends. And, are you really horrorcore if you don't know what 1692 is? But they got the pre-order for the new album up now. I pre-ordered my copy because the new singles are sounding fire. The newest one they dropped, though, I wasn't really feeling that one out of the new batch of singles that they dropped. but all the other ones were sounding super fucking dope. I'm curious to hear what they're going to bring for this album. I got my pre-order in for it. You know, $10 fucking CD. Why the fuck not, right? So, Oh the Horror, they got their new project coming out. What is it? June 18th, 21. So, about a month and a half from now, they got a new project. $16.92 dropping. And pre-orders are up for that shit now. Cop it if you've been feeling their new singles, or if you just fuck with Oh the Horror and you didn't know. So that's out there now. And before we bounce the fuck up out of here, Jarren Benton hopped on a new song with Ekoh. Ekoh, you might be familiar. He was on Twisted's Mad Season album. He killed his verse on there, on that album. And Ekoh and Jarren Benton dropped their new single. What Do You Do? I haven't got a chance to listen to this one, but I fuck with Jarren Benton heavy. Haven't really dived into Ekoh's music other than his feature on the Twisted Mad Season album. And his verse on there was dope. Haven't got a chance to listen to the single, but I wanted to put it out there that it is out there for everybody. So I do plan on listening to it, though, because I do fuck with Jarren Benton like that. And yeah, it's going to wrap it up for me this week. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in every fucking week. It's much love, super appreciated, all that shit. Peep out that King Klick shit if you ain't checked it out, because it is super fire. The ICP April streams are over. Live shows are happening. I'm fucking excited for it. Ouija MAcc killed it with the Dirtbag album. I'll be diving into that more. Much love to everybody that's fucking tuned in as usual. Thank you very much. I love you. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. And I'm Ron Bone of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.